Hi, my name is Jonathan Niess. I just graduated from the full stack web development uh, boot camp in November 2020. Um, I had, before I actually enrolled in the boot camp, I was looking at a lot of different other boot camps. And due to actual financial reasons, do I did not enroll in those. I actually was trying to find something a little more affordable. Um, the QuickStart A&M Kingville Bootcamp was the most affordable option. Um, I had some concerns going into it that because it was more affordable, that maybe the quality was not going to be as good as some of the others. But that I was wrong about that. I think that overall, there was value, a lot of good value in the boot camp. I learned a lot, and it touched on enough of different, like, because we covered a lot of different things. A lot of different things were covered in the boot camp. It touched on a lot of different areas, the front end, back end stuff. A lot of different languages were touched on, and I feel like it was a good foundation for me to kind of build on. And I know kind of what direction I want to go into as far as web development and stuff like that. I have not found a job just yet. It's only been a month or so since I graduated, about 2 months. I have been taking advantage of the career assistance or career I guess that's the right word. Career assistance department through the boot camp, and they've been helpful. I think partly it's just I haven't been able to devote a lot of time to trying to work on that. That I haven't found a job yet. I know that sometimes, especially given the current state of just job availability right now, it could be it's a little iffy right now. But I'm confident that I'll be able to find something soon. In the actual boot camp, it is self-paced and online, which is convenient, but it does require still a lot of work. And I was definitely feeling that as I am recently a father this last year, and finding the time to do it was hard, but because it was self-paced, it was flexible in that way that I could work around my own schedule and get it done in my own time when I had time, which was great. But don't. If anyone's watching this and thinking about applying to the boot camp, just keep that in mind, that it is a lot of time that you have to commit to it. The resources are there. They won't hold your hand, right? Like, they're not gonna check in on you every day to make sure you're doing what you need to do. But the resources are there and they are available. The instructors that I had 2 instructors. One of them had to drop out early on just because of a health issue. But both instructors were knowledgeable, and they were there, and they knew their stuff, and we could lean on them when needed. I was able to successfully graduate the program by really just it's important, I think, when you're trying to learn this stuff, to not just do the modules and move on, because it's structured in a way that you could, if you wanted to, not know a whole lot about what you just learned and just push through and just guess on all the questions in the modules. I would recommend really taking the time to understand, and if you get to that point and you're just trying to cruising by and not really understanding what you're doing, go back and revisit things that you don't understand. It's important to really concentrate and focus on those things, and not everybody gets it the first time. It took me a couple times to, for example, the React framework. It took me a little while to get because we kind of had to move. You kind of have to move at a pace if you want to stay. If you do want to stay in pace, or with the rest of the class, you do have to kind of move fast at certain points, faster than you're comfortable. It's okay if you get it behind a little bit, but my point is, like I said, I was having trouble learning the React framework, and once we got towards the end of the class, I had to go back and kind of revisit it and kind of go at it a little bit slower the second time, step by step, to make sure I understand. What's great about this being, if you're learning anything these days, if you're not maybe Googling things that you don't quite get the first time around, that's a resource. Everything's, all the answers are there at your fingertips. Use Stack Overflow, use stuff that is there to get through it. Not any one resource is going to have every single answer. Use what's available. If you're not getting it one way, then go to find another way. Find someone else to say it a different way. It might stick better. And also the repetition will help. That's the way to learn it. You're gonna have to code the same things over and over again. You're gonna have to start a React project multiple times, and it gets old. But if it's getting old, that means it's sticking. Hopefully that means that you've got it at that point. But I think that's a good thing to remember. I would recommend the program, the web development program, to a friend. There's a lot of valuable information as far as last time I looked at the market, as far as these boot camps go. This is a much better value, I think, than some of the other ones. You're not gonna pay quite as much. The other ones can run from anywhere $10,000 to $20,000. This one is less than that, at least when I took it. So I think the value's there. I think that it can really help you launch something and build. You can build off of it pretty easily. Once you've been exposed to all these different languages and frameworks and stuff, that you kind of get the gist for it. You get a grasp of the basics, and you can move on from there. I think that I would recommend it, and anyone that is considering doing it, good luck. It's a lot of work, but if you're committed to it, I think that most people can do this. It just takes time and effort, as most things.